Welcome back to everybody on the Football Zone, and today we are reviewing the Champions League group stage games this week and previewing the Premier League action, but starting off in the Champions League in a very controversial one in Paris, where it finished PSG 1, Newcastle 1. Isak in the 24th minute gave Newcastle the lead, and it looked like they were going to hold on until Tino Livramento. How this is a handball, I have no idea. Probably VAR, one of their worst mistakes so far. Allowed Mbappe to score a 98th minute penalty, and Newcastle were absolutely robbed. And yeah, you feel like it could have massive implications for the rest of the group. But moving on into Man City, and they were 2-0 down at home to Leipzig. Openda with a brace in the first 35 minutes, but it was Haaland, Foden and Alvarez who turned it around in the second half, giving City the win. City in the end fully deserving the victory, came back and secured top spot with it. So yeah, big result for them. They'll be absolutely delighted with that. But for Leipzig, this was gutting. Already qualified, unlikely to make too much of a difference. But, when you're 2-0 up away at the best team in the world and losing 3-2 will be disappointing. But moving on into Galatasaray 3, Manchester United 3, a dramatic game. United went 2-0 up through Garnacho and Fernandes before Ziyech pulled one back. McTominay made it 3-1, but Ziyech pulled another, and the Turks equalised in the 71st minute. And, in the end, it was quite an even game, but Manchester United, I would say, they'll be so disappointed not to win this. So many mistakes from Onana here, which cost them, leading by 2 goals. There's just absolutely no excuse for not winning that game. And I think they'll be bitterly disappointed by that. Moving on into Arsenal, and they destroyed Lens 6-0. Havertz, Jesus, Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard and Jorginho with the goals. Arsenal just domination here, really. And comfortable victory for them. They are pretty much marching through into the next round comfortably, you'd say, and it's a big achievement for them back in the Champions League. They really look like a Champions League team, just casting aside these teams who you'd expect them to in the group stages, and that's credit to them. But sticking with Arsenal and moving on to our Premier League preview section of the video, and they're facing Wolves at 3 o'clock on Saturday, and Arsenal a good run of form. Wolves a bit inconsistent, but I think Gary O'Neill's done a very solid job for them so far. Arsenal top of the league at the moment, and really good run of form, looking to continue momentum, a chance to go ahead at the top of the table by a few points at least. It's a big game for them. For Wolves, I think they'll just come in, sit in there, try and get a point, try and get them on the counter. But I think Arsenal will have too much quality. I'll say them win. Moving on into Brentford versus Luton, and Brentford coming into this one having lost their last 2 games, although they were against Arsenal and Liverpool. But before that they were in decent nick of form. But Luton getting that win over Palace could really give them a good bit of confidence heading into this game. So it's an intriguing one nonetheless, and one that you feel could kind of go either way. I think Brentford being at home though will be confident. I think most teams in the league will be looking to beat Luton at home, and I'm going to say Brentford will get the job done, but I think Luton will push them. I'm going to say it'll be 2-1 to the Bees. Moving on into Burnley as they take on Sheffield United at Turf Moor, and this is a massive game for both these teams. Both these teams kind of being rooted to the bottom so far this season, and we've seen what both of these teams can do in the Championship, but in the end they just haven't really translated it. Burnley kind of desperately need a win here, more than Sheffield United I would say, but massive game for both of these teams to kind of get some points on the board. I'm going to say Burnley will just nick it 1-0. Nottingham Forest take on Everton at the City Ground and a 5:30 kick-off on Saturday. And this is a game which I'm really intrigued by. Forest, it's not been great for them recently. Steve Cooper obviously coming under a slight amount of pressure. Everton losing to Manchester United pretty convincingly in the end. And you wonder, maybe is that points deduction really going to start affecting them? Put a downer in the camp. I think it certainly would for most teams. Sean Dyche's team have a lot of character, but I think Forest at the same time, LC is a big opportunity to get a home win. I think they will get one. Moving on into Newcastle as they take on Manchester United at St James's Park. And Newcastle coming into this one, I think that draw against PSG, that will kind of galvanise them, because let's face it, they deserve to win that game, there's no doubt about it. But taking on a Manchester United side who I thought played pretty poorly against Galatasaray, let's face it, and didn't deserve to win. I think Newcastle coming to this one probably more mental. I think they'll get the win. Moving on then to Bournemouth as they take on Aston Villa on Sunday. And this is an intriguing game. Bournemouth coming into this one off the back of 2 wins on the trot now, so I think they'll be feeling pretty confident. But Villa 4 wins on the trot. But as we've often seen with Villa, their away form obviously hasn't been as good as their home form, but getting that win over Tottenham last time out could really massively build their confidence heading into this one. So I'm going to say it will be a Villa win. I think, yeah, they'll just have a bit too much for Bournemouth here. Moving on into Chelsea as they take on Brighton at Stamford Bridge. And yeah, this is another intriguing game, this one. I think, yeah, Chelsea, I don't know, it's just still not clicking for me totally under Mauricio Pochettino. Obviously, the result against Newcastle showed that, but they do have flashes of brilliance like that Man City game, which they played really well in. But yeah, Brighton side on a really decent run of form, getting another big win over Athens in the week in the Europa League. I think they'll be going into this one feeling like they've got nothing to fear, and I really don't think they do. I think Brighton could even just nick it. Moving on into Liverpool as they take on Fulham at Anfield. And yeah, Liverpool, I think they've started off from the break pretty well. Obviously, you're winning Europa League, a comfortable win at that. And yeah, obviously that draw against Man City away from home. I think any team that goes to the Etihad and gets a draw will consider that a pretty decent point. So yeah, I think they'll be going into this one feeling pretty confident here, and I'm going to say that they'll get the win. I'm going to say it will be 2-0 to Paul. Moving on into West Ham as they take on Crystal Palace at the London Stadium, and Crystal Palace obviously being defeated by Luton last time out. I think, yeah, that'll be a really disappointing result for them, one that undoubtedly they'll be looking to bounce back from. And yeah, taking on a West Ham side who've won the last 4 now. Palace obviously losing the last 3 of the last 4. So yeah, I think this is a game which they'll be feeling that they have to win. So yeah, I'm going to say it'll be a home win for West Ham. Moving on into Man City as they take on Tottenham at the Etihad. And yeah, Man City coming into this one, really good form. That comeback victory. I've drawn the last 2 Premier League games though, so I'll be looking to get back to winning ways here. Taking on Tottenham side, who have struggled recently. Maybe is the Ange Postecoglou magic running out? I don't know, they've had some bad luck, but at the same time they do need to get a result. But obviously it doesn't get much tougher than this. So yeah, I'm going to say it will be a Man City win here. I think at home they'll just have too much for them here. But anyway guys, that's the video. Thanks very much for watching. Share, subscribe, and there's also daily wrestling news and subscribe to the channel. It's been greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.